Time for insulation. We decided to go with bat insulation. It's a lot easier for a single person, no needed equipment other than a utility knife.
And a stapler.
It's always nice to have an extra set of hands. Here's a T-brace. It's made out of a 2x4. And also you see hanging is a clamp. These are helpful to hold stuff up. Next big project is sheetrock. We use 4 by 9 foot sheets. They give us less seams to deal with. We stand them upright, a little bit easier to work with this way. Use a couple of sheets of OSB, 1/2 inch, to hold it up 1 inch off the ground. I didn't want to have direct contact with the ground.
First room's completed!
Woohoo! Sheetrock up! Yeah. Look at that!
It's a specially designed blade for drywall. It's got this hook on it, so you're able to punch in and then drag. Really good bit.
Okay, time for mudding. There are a number of really good videos on YouTube on how to tape and mud sheetrock. I'm not even going to mention it. Hardie panels. We have 10-foot sheets, 4 by 10-foot sheets of Hardie panel. We learned very quickly that it takes at least 4 people to work with this stuff. It's very heavy. The sheet weighs 96 pounds. I tried to sheet by myself and it actually broke in half. You see that white ledger board on the bottom? That's to help hold it in place. There's also, we'll use a 2x4 to keep the top from tipping over. You have to be very, you have to plan out how you're going to put this stuff up or it will break in half on you. It's nailed on 16-inch centers. It's important that you know where the studs are through your covering, through your outside sheeting. Those nails go through the sheeting and into the studs outside. They're all around the walls. You may see markings on the paper. The wall wrap, that's where we can plan out where 4 feet is. It is actually a very detailed plan on where the butt seams were. You have to use a special blade to cut this stuff with. It's specially designed for Hardie board. It is cement dust. You want to wear a mask when you're doing it. Again, even though it seems like it's overkill to have 4 people, when you pick up a sheet, as you'll see here, each person knows exactly what they're going to do. We had to, that's all family. It's Tina and I and Keelan and Michaela, 2 of our children.
With Michaela and Keelan's help, we were able to complete both sides of the house, just in time for the supervisor to show up with his assistant. We definitely put those muscles to use today. Hey, so I am here going to start painting all the trim that goes around the windows here. I got my supply over here. It was really cold here yesterday, or last night. What was the temperature last night, Dwayne? 42?
41, I guess.
42, 41. So my paint's a little cold.
Yeah, but winter's almost over.
Yeah, winter's almost over. So I got it sitting out here. I mixed it up a little bit, trying to warm it up so I can paint all the trim pieces of the Hardie board. I'm going to do that inside. So that's my job today. So I'm getting it painted and Dwayne's getting it put up. And today we are going to complete the back of the house and the front of the house. We have my dad here giving us a hand. And Keelan is up on the ladder.
Okay, on nailing around the windows, because there's a 5-inch piece of trim that goes around, the nails can pretty much go anywhere because it's going to be covered up by trim. However, the nails that are in the field go directly into a stud. The studs are on 16-inch center. Here Keelan's using a stick that is measured at 16 inches, so we don't have to measure or guess. Don't guess. The batten board is only 2.5 inches. You're likely to be wrong. And then you've got a nail out there randomly in the field. Once the batten boards go up, they actually will cover that nailing pattern. All your nails will be covered. The trim boards are put up. I use a 15 gauge nailer, not 16, not 18, but a 15 gauge nailer. It's a heavy duty finish nailer with 2.25 inch galvanized nails. You can see Keelan walk up with that stick. We go back and put in a few more nails later, but we want to make sure that we, hold it up, because you can't leave that panel up there unnailed or only a few nails. It will break under its own weight.
More painting to be done. I've got these 1x3 batten boards that Dwayne is going to be putting up after I get them painted. The cottage is just coming together and I'm loving it.